research. Okay. So can I just have some discussion with you people? I think there are some few number of students as there, nearly there are 200 now. So till now you have learned so many things in research. Okay. Can you just tell me what are the things you have learned in research? Randomly you can give the response, no problem.
Research question, research tool.
Okay. You have learned about the research questions. You have learned about the research tool. What else?
Paradigms of research.
Okay, paradigm of research. Can you just tell me what are the different paradigms?
Positivist, post-positivist.
Naturalistic. Okay. What else? Anything else? Have you learned about sample?
Sampling.
Okay, partly you learned about sample. Okay. You learned about hypothesis?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Can you just say? Hello? Okay. Anyway, you know about the sample. Okay. What is the need of idiocy? Whatever may be the type of research, the sample is essential. Without sample, the research cannot be done. Okay. Even in case study also, we talks about the sample. What is the need of sample in research? What is the need of sample in research?
Because we cannot judge whole population.
Okay, you cannot judge the population. Then from the sample, how you can judge about the population?
The sample needs to be representative of the population, so that can be generalized, at least in quantitative cases.
How to generalize? You have to infer. You have to infer from the sample to the population. Okay. So there is a term used called as the inference. Okay. So definitely you cannot study the population, and it is not essential to study the population. It is not desired to study the population, because if you are going to study the population and you are studying the sample, and if you are going to just estimate the population from the sample, whatever the result you are going to get, if you are going to study the whole sample, the similar result you are going to get. Okay. So simple, just to save the time, save the money, save the manpower. We have a procedure where we used to study the sample. So on the basis of that, we can estimate the population, which is going to be very accurate to the actual one. Okay. For that, what do you have to do? What do you have to do? How to do that? Okay, anyway. So for that, we have to infer. So for that, we used to take the help of statistics. There are some statistics. Okay, statistics is going to help you to predict about the population. Okay, just to infer about the population from the sample. Okay, so that is known as inferential sample. Okay, suppose sometimes I think somebody was telling you about Anita Rastogi. I think she was talking about if the sample size, if the population is very small, then what you have to do? You have to take care. The population is very small. Then what you have to do? You have
to study whole population.
You have to take the whole population. In that case, what do you have to do? Whether you have to go for inference, there is no need. Okay. So in that case, what do you have to do? You have to describe whatever the data you get from the population. You have to describe that. Okay, and that is going to represent the whole population, because you have taken the whole population as the sample. Okay. So in that case, what you are going to describing the population in terms of different variables. Okay, you are going to take different variables and you are going to describe how the sample is, and now the sample and population is same. So that is the description also is very essential in the research. Okay, so that is known as the descriptive statistics. Anyway, so now directly, so it is very essential to have the population, we have the sample. Similarly, you say that you need to have the hypothesis. What is the need of hypothesis? From the hypothesis, you are going to test the hypothesis. For testing the hypothesis, again you need the help of statistics. Okay. So there are some statistical techniques which are used, particularly in the quantitative research. Okay. And similarly, the data is analyzed in quantitative research. Those data also analyzed in the qualitative research. In the qualitative research, you are going to collect the data. Okay, so those data you are going to analyze that with the help of some of the techniques. Those are not the statistics, but these are the qualitative analysis techniques, which is going to be taken by Professor Panigrace. Okay, so this is one is known as content analysis, one is known as triangulations. These are the techniques. These are some qualitative techniques to analyze the qualitative data. These are what I am discussing today. These are the quantitative techniques to analyze the quantitative data in the quantitative research or positivistic research, where generally we used to compare the variables, we used to test the hypothesis, where we used to infer, where we used to describe. Okay, so the whole topic is known as the data analysis in quantitative research, quantitative research. Both I am coming what is parametric, what is non-parametric. I'll give you some of the examples. You just said the domination of this session is going to be social science. Okay, so in social science, the mainly we use the quantitative analysis to even the physical science also. The physical science also, without data, without analysis of data, we cannot conclude. Okay, so for that I can give you one example. I think this is the right time to give that example. Now, you must have heard, I think it was in 1996. Okay, in 96, I think I was doing my master's degree. That was a very big case. There was in South, there was a person called Ramar Pillai. Okay, Ramar Pillai, he was a school dropout. And in the meantime, I am going to share my screen. That is... Is it visible? Hello?
Not yet, sir.
Not yet?
No, sir. No, not yet.
Visible? Now visible?
Yeah, it's coming.
Okay.
Yeah, visible, sir.
Anyway, so before that, I'm just giving that example. That is... okay. The example is that is a person called Ramar Pillai. He was from I think Tamil Nadu. In 1996, okay, he claimed that he has discovered biofuel. Okay, he has discovered biofuel. He was a school dropout, and at that time he made a huge attempt to popularize it. And for totally in the South India, it was popularized that this Ramar Pillai has developed the biofuel, and all the government, like the Karnataka government of that is the Tamil Nadu government of Kerala. So they were behind this person. How just give your formula and just what he did. He started just establishing his units in the total South India, and he started selling this biofuel. Okay, that is known as the bio. He used to call it biopetrol. Okay, so they started selling that, and at that time the petrol price was nearly 35 rupees per liter, and he used to sell it in rupees 10 rupees and 15 rupees. And so at that time, the total government mechanism was appreciating that per person, and he was totally last in the newspaper. Every day there was a chapter in the newspaper related to Ramar Pillai. And what did happen? I think many like these motorbikes, many cars, they started having the troubles. They just complained to the CBI, complained to the police. Then there was a CBI inquiry, and that is the IIT Bangalore. IIT Chennai or IIT Bangalore, IIT Madras, they investigated that, and they found that there is no biofuel. They have taken the fuel substitutes like iodine and some other things. He was mixing those things, and he just made a fraud. And Ramar Pillai and his associates earned nearly 3 crores by cheating the public. And after the case was taken by the CBI, he was imprisoned for 3 years in 2000. And anyway, so what is the implication of this story with the research? You just see, that we have an attribute called scientific temper. Similarly, we have an attribute called the research temper. You just say he's a cheater, he's a fraud, and the total government machinery was behind the person. And what he used to do, he was trying to make it like a magic. Okay, he used to take a tub. In that tub, you will add some water. You will add some some vegetables. You will add some bio ingredients, and you will just stir that like a magician, and you will come out with some liquids. The liquid that smells like petrol, and he was claiming that. Just imagine. A person, a magician can fool some 20 people, some 100 people, and he was able to make thousands of people foolish. Just imagine, due to that, the total, towards the end of 2000, the total police was behind Ramat Pillai, the total government was behind that, and he was in prison. But the thing is, just imagine, for anything, whenever you are going to come out with a new thing, you cannot come out like, suppose you can say that we're working in the physical science, we'll come out with a medicine, we'll come out with a substance, we'll come out with some synthetic that is going to, but while producing something, just coming out with something new, you have to show that, okay, it is proof, okay? So for that you need the data. For everything you need the data. For that you have to show that this data is different from others, and how it is different from others, whether it is significant, whether it can contribute. So there are many parameters. So having all these parameters, the research has all these parameters. But at that time, it is only 1996. 96 was... Hello? Who is that fellow? Please make yourself mute. Okay, if you have some, so if you are doing some talking, okay, just make it mute and do it. Don't disturb others, okay? So you just see. So at that time, 1996, this was created. So the thing is, at least whether you are doing the qualitative research or quantitative research, you should have some research quotient. Okay, you can say that if something is coming back nowadays, also same thing happening in the online frauds. Okay, if something is happening, you should say that whether it is database. Now just see that whether it is a database. If the data is given, whether you are able to comprehend that data. So just comprehend the data, it should be given in the simplified form, where the layman can understand a huge amount of data. Okay, so now you can see that is we just launched the Chandrayaan 3. Okay, so all the data, whatever the things they are telling, okay, so it is comprehended us. It is comprehended by all of us because they have analyzed that data. They have simplified so data analysis. What it is do? It is to help you to analyze the data into its simplified components so that the layman can understand the things. Okay, so that's why it is very essential. So whenever you are doing some research, it is not just like magic. You come out with something and that is going to named as research. It cannot be possible. So whenever you are going to do research, whether it is physical science, it is aesthetic science, whether it is social science, whether it is performing art, fine arts, whatever may be the things. Okay, you have to collect some information that could be called as the data, and you have to simplify those data in some form. Simple. You can have the tables, you can have the graphs. So that graphs is going to be presented in such a way that could be understood by the layman, understood by the researcher. Okay, so that likewise. So whenever you are going to do a research, you are not doing that research for yourself. You can say that yes, I am able to understand. No, you are able to understand because that you have done that. So you have to do that in such a way that all the people should be able to understand that. You are not doing that research for yourself. Your contribution is only 1%, 2%. The total it is going to affect to the research arena is 95 to 99%. So that's why you have to put it in such a way that every people has to understood the things in a similar manner. It is not like that I will understand in one way, the other person. That's why we have a standard procedure. That's why we have some standard mechanism. So whatever you are going to learn, so as a researcher, you should know, okay, what is the standard procedure? Okay, no problem. You are not using that. That is all right. But you are not using it does not mean that nobody is going to use that. So people are using, and as a researcher, you should have minimum understanding about how the research process works. Okay. Anyway, so this is one story. So from that, you will be aware what is the importance of data, what is the importance of data analysis, not only in the quantitative research, in the qualitative research also, data analysis is very essential. Anyway, so you just see, these are the things, these are the background things which is essential. I'm not going to directly take you to the data analysis. Before that is because I know that you are from the different faculties. Half of or 1/3 of you may be from the qualitative research. You may not be interested for this type of study, this type of things, and you are not working on that. And it is not going to be directly useful to you, but definitely it is going to enhance your knowledge. It is going to make updated in the area of research. Okay. So now I think this was taken by the chief guest in the inaugural session. Okay, that is Akhilesh Singh. He was talking about the methods of acquiring knowledge. Okay, so that is known as method of acquiring knowledge. That is known as the epistemology. Okay, it refers to the study of the nature of knowledge and its tradition as well as how knowledge is acquired. Okay, so these are the different ways. I think you know about this method of tenacity. Tenacity means it holds firm to the truth. Okay, source may be traditional, experience may be metaphysical. Okay, it is from very past. It is continuing. That's where you are. So most of the mythological things you will find that it is with the method of tenacity, method of authority. What the comment is telling, that is right. What the king told, that is right. You know that there are many things. What the church was telling at that time, the sun, the earth is static, sun was revolving around the earth. Okay, so that was by the authority. So, and we are continuing to believe it. Okay, and if someone is not believing, they are going to be punished. Similarly, there is another method of intuition. Oh, agree with the regions. Okay, so आप बोल रहे, but I am not able to agree with this. आपका intuition, आपका reasoning बोलता है. No, this is not the things. Okay, so or you accept, yes, it is true. That is the method of intuition. There you are using the reasoning, but that is not a scientific reasoning. Okay, sometimes your reasoning could be wrong. Okay, so anyway, that is the method, that is the thinking started. You are thinking on that, and on the basis of that, you are getting the knowledge. Next is now what we are discussing, that is slightly scientific in nature. Okay, deductive reasoning. Deductive reasoning, this is the Aristotelian and Greeks. In 14th century, okay, they discovered this method of reasoning, that is the syllogistic reasoning, a logical relationship between a major premise and a minor premise, and on the basis of that conclusion. This is, for example, the simplest one is the man is mortal. Okay, X is a man. So X is supposed to die. Okay, a major premise, a minor premise, and a conclusion. Okay, so that is known as the deductive reasoning. We are deducing. Already a fact is there. Already a major premise is there. With the help of another minor premise, we are concluding. This is a scientific way of reasoning. Next, some people say that, okay, sometimes you'll find, they just find that, okay, the earth is static and sun is revolving around the earth. And on the basis of whatever the minor premises they added and whatever the conclusion they added, so it was found to be wrong. So they thought that there is something wrong in that. Okay. And sometimes due to the climatic change, okay, the major premise used to change. Okay. So that used to affect in the conclusion also. This is, for example, there is a saying that whenever the temperature is more nearly 50 degrees, okay, there is a chance of rain. But now it is not happening. But in the past, in the 90s, in the 80s, whenever the temperature is 45, definitely it is going to be there. But due to so whenever there is some change in the minor premise, then it is not affecting to the conclusion. That's why we thought that no, we are not going to rely on the minor premise. We are going to see what is happening. That is the reasoning, inductive reasoning. Okay, they see the experience, they did the experience, they observe the things, on the basis of that they conclude. That is known as the inductive reasoning. Okay, this is coined by Francis Bacon in the 15th century. Gave another form of thinking of inductive reasoning by direct observation of phenomena, arriving at a generalization. So the evidence was to be collected from the mainly individual observation. But how far you can observe? You alone cannot observe. So for observation, you have to rely on the people. And in this process, the things which was past, it was totally forgotten. That's why they thought that can we combine these two? They combined it. That is first come out with the deduction. Come out with the conclusion. Don't make it conclusion. Take it as a half conclusion. Okay, that is known as the hypothesis. Conclusion means that is a theory. What is a partial theory? Okay, now test that partial theory. So in that, you have to collect the data. Okay, so how to test the hypothesis? You have to do the inductive reasoning. From the deductive reasoning, you come out with the hypothesis. Now to test the hypothesis, you are doing the induction. You will collect the data, analyze the data. Okay, and on the basis of either you accept the hypothesis or reject the hypothesis. On the basis of that, you are going to arrive at a new conclusion or a new theory. So you are generating a theory with a very scientific process of deductive inductive reasoning. That is known as method of science. And mostly in the research, we use the method of science. And this is known as the positivistic research. Okay, positivistic research is totally governed. It was governed, the positivistic research was totally governed a very large arena of the research. Okay, and it has the criticism. That's why we come out with the post-positivism research. That is the naturalistic inquiry. Okay, that is the in this scientific method, this induction, we induce the population sampling, testing of hypothesis, what we have discussed. Okay. Let's now just see what is the. I think this also you know about most of the. Okay, research. What is the research? What is the research again? So you can see randomly you take one up to here. That is the research in an honest, okay, exhaustive, intelligent research, searching for fact and their meaning or implication with reference to given problem. So whenever there is a research, there is a problem, and you are going to find searching for the facts. Okay, so it talks more about the inductive reasoning. Okay, how to do that in the research. Second one is process of understanding a phenomena in a systematic manner. We are trying to understand the phenomena, but we are trying to understand the phenomena in a systematic manner. Which type of research is this? This is post-positivistic research, or you can say that this is the qualitative research. We are neither going to formulate a theory, we are neither going to generalize, but we are going to understand the phenomena in a very systematic way. So sometimes it happens, once you understand the phenomena, understanding the phenomena with some research problems. Once you understand the phenomena, your half of the problem is solved. So understanding the phenomena is also a part and parcel of the research problem and a solution for the research problem. Okay. So suppose we are going to give Okay, of this 50 lakhs people, and put those numbers in a graph, XY graph. Okay, in one direction, it is going to be the, you have taken the x-axis, in y-axis, it is the frequency. Okay, suppose 0 mein, how many are in 0, how many are in 10, how many are in 20, how many are in 30, how many are in 100, how many are in 90, like put it them. Okay, so you will get, once you put them, okay, you will get some dots. If you are going to just see that dots, it will look like a bell-shaped curve. Okay, that will come in the, it will come a bell-shaped curve in such a way that from the middle of the curve, if you are going to fold it, it is going to overlap each other. Okay, and it is a curve which is non-ending. There is no end. Okay, it is a bell-shaped with a specific height. Okay, and if there is overlapping of each other, then you can say that it is a normal curve. Okay, so most of the social science variables, related to human being, if you are going to plot that in a graph, you will find that that distribution is normal. So that is known as normal distribution. It is highly used in the social science. Social science में उसका बहुत ज़्यादा use है, ठीक है? Anyway, so whenever our assumption is normal probability curve, then that statistics what we use, that is known as the parametric statistics. I'll tell you the what is the conditions for parametric statistics. Another thing, the samples what you have taken, those are independent. Independent, I will tell you at that time. I will tell you what is the meaning of independent. Okay, so in that case, both descriptive parametric statistics, what it is called, descriptive and inferential. So both descriptive could be parametric. Both descriptive as well as inferential could be parametric. Similarly, we don't know what is the parameter. We do not know what is the parameter. In that case, okay, you have a non-parametric statistics. Okay, you don't have a fixed parameter. You are not believing on a fixed parameter. So in that case, it is known as non-parametric statistics. Again, it could be both descriptive statistics as well as inferential statistics. What is statistics? What is statistics? Okay, statistics is related with the parameter. Parameter is related with the population. Statistics is related with the sample. Okay, it is the number of quantity that describe the characteristics of the population, that is known as the parameter. Generally, we do not know the parameters. If you know the parameter, the sensors, from the sensors, we could have some knowledge about the parameters. But generally, in most of the research cases, we do not have the knowledge about the parameters. That's why we used to predict the parameters. We used to infer the parameters on the basis of some statistics which is related to the sample. So that's why we used to take the sample, we used to collect the data from the sample. On the basis of those data, we used to infer about the population. Okay, so that number what we used to infer, that is known as the parameters. Okay, statistics is related to the sample. These are the quantities that describe the characteristics of a sample. Using statistical inference, actually values of the sample statistics are used to calculate the estimated value of the population parameters. Okay, so this is all about statistics. Why statistics are so important in research? Okay, that most of the things we have discussed, but still we have put it in a very, because you just see, I am trying to just make you a understanding about the statistics. Okay, and which statistics can be used. I am not going to details about the statistics. That is going to be very technical, and you may not be interested for that technique, because nowadays we have, for every statistics we have the packages. You simple just add the number, you will get the value. But taking that value, how you are going to use it, that is more important. So I am not going for the technicalities. Okay. What is the importance of statistics in research? They permit the most exact kind of description. You are telling that it is good, but how good it is? Okay, if it is good, what is the number? It specifies the goodness. Okay, they focus us to be definite and exact in our procedures and your thinking. So they are going to give an exact figure, and so it is low. Low means 0 is also low, 15 is also low, 20 is also low. Suppose you say that the child secured to a very low marks. It is not clear. Okay, so suppose you said that the child scored very low mark. Very low mark means whether the child scored 0, whether the child scored 1 or the child scored 10. 10 could be called as very low in a scale of 100. Okay, so exactly you say, okay, the child scored 5. So you can say that the condition is very fatal. Okay, it is a really very low marks. Okay, they enables us to summarize our results in a meaningful and convenient form. Okay, so they used to summarize our results. In the while data collection, you are going to collect from a large number of sample with different variables, with different parameters. Okay, how was the result in pre-test? How was the result in post-test? How was the result after 2 months of the post-test of 5,000 data? So it is huge data. Okay, how to read that data, how to understand that data, how it will be easier for you to understand that data. That's why you are going to summarize that data in a meaningful and convenient form. Okay, controlling the confounding variables, I told you. So confounding variables shows that, okay, it has the similar effect like the independent variable. Just to control that, you can use the statistics. Okay, they enables us to draw general conclusions. You are for that you can conclude. Yes, we can conclude that the teaching through like the experimental method is better than, okay, the traditional method, or teaching through open book examination will enhance the achievement of the students. So it is going to general conclusions. So from that, simply, okay, you are not considering the data, use the open book examination, आपका बच्चा जो है अच्छा करेगा, ठीक है? It enables to predict. So एक आता है regression, जैसे आपको आजकल देखा ना, सुबह उठा, whenever you open the WhatsApp and Facebook, you will find there is going to be a good weather. मॉर्निंग में ये आपका फिजिकल साइंस में कैसे वेदर फोरकास्ट करते हैं, एंड नाउ इट इज वेरी एक्यूरेट. ओके, आपका इलेक्शन खत्म हो गया, इलेक्शन रिजल्ट आने का 2 दिन पहले आपका प्री पोल प्रेडिक्शन आ गया, एंड दिस टाइम यू जस्ट सी, ओके, प्री पोल प्रेडिक्शन वाज वेरी एग्जैक्ट, सेम इन स्टेट ऑफ गुजरात. all the agencies they have predicted. What they have done, they have used some very good statistical models. So now we are able to predict the weather for the whole year also. So for that, we used to collect huge amount of data with the help of computer models. You know, we use our supercomputer Param for that purpose. Now we just launched that Chandrayaan 3. Okay, so now just imagine how the complicated data, severe data, and they are managing automated. They are managing all those things. Okay. It enables us to predict, it enables us to analyze some of the causal factors underlying complex events. Okay, some complex events, what are the cause? If you know the causes, you can avoid that. What is the cause of cancer? What is the cause of autism? What is the cause of this type of climatic change? If you can identify those things, you can check it, you can predict that, you can check it, you can modify that. It enables us to take decisions. Look, it enables, just we are taking thousands of decisions. Can our decision be research based? Yes. So for that we need to develop our research quotient. जितना ज़्यादा research quotient होगा, okay, जितना analytical understanding होगा, analytical thinking होगा, इतना decision making अच्छा होगा. Analytical making along with the data, we can take the right decisions. Enable us to generalize. आप उसको generalize करने के लिए भी मदद करता है. Anyway, so this is one very important thing. So whenever you are talking about analysis of the data, whenever you are talking about the data collection, you are collecting the information, you are collecting the data, you are collecting the factual information, you are collecting the opinions from the sample, okay, to be included in your research. So how you are measure it? How you are measuring it? So you are not measuring in feet, or you are not measuring in pound, or you are not measuring in kilogram, or you are not measuring in terms of quotient. Okay, so what is the measurement? How we are measuring? So measurement in research, it is a very broad terms. We measure the social science phenomena, we use to measure the physical science. Just in education, I'm a person from education. Okay, so in education also we measure both the things. We measure the weight of the child, We measure the height of the child.
सर अभी तो मुझे बहुत कमी चाहिए 2 साल में
This department is actually from arts.
Please mute yourself. Thank you very much. Okay, so what is the scaling? What we are going to measure? So for that we have that. Okay, we are in education. We measure so many things. We measure the weight. We use to height. That is the physical measurement we use. Okay, we use the IQ. We use the achievement. Okay, that is the psychological measurements. So one is qualitative measurement, one is quantitative measurement. Okay, so how to do that? So in that there are 4 types of scales we use in the measurement. Whatever that is the physical science, social science, education, no problem. Okay, one is known as the nominal scales. Nominal scales, it is the very raw type of scale, or it is the very crude type of scale. Okay, so that scale, what is it? Is the nomenclature. We use to measure the nomenclature of the things. Okay, like suppose we have 5 people, X, Y, A, B, C. So 5 people, we are not taking it is A, B, X, Y, A, B, C. Okay, now 5 people, there's a nomenclature. So how many people are there? X, Y, A, B, C. Okay, so this is a scale we have measured. There are 5 people in the name of X, Y, A, B, C. Okay, this is the nomenclature. We have in the basket, we have 5 orange, we have 10 apple, and we have 60 banana. Okay, so these are we are adding the numbers to a nomenclature. Okay, you are measuring it. Okay, so this measurement is known as a very raw type of measurement. It is a very crude type of measurement, but still we can have some statistics use some statistics for this. This is, for example, what is the percentage of banana in the basket? What is the percentage of mango in the basket? What is the percentage of apple in the basket? What is the percentage of girls? What is the percentage of boys? Okay, what is the major percentage? Okay, that is known as the modal. What is the modal frequency? The banana is more, so the mode is 20. So that is banana. Okay, so this is, though it is in the nominal scale. Okay, so this is the nomenclatures, basic statistical what we can use. Non-parametric statistics we can use, like frequency. What is the frequency of girls? What is the frequency of boys? What is the frequency of adult? What is the frequency of old man? What is the frequency of old woman? Okay, so frequency, what is the highest frequency? Okay, that is the modal. Okay, so mode is the statistics. I'm coming to that. Okay, mode is the statistics we use in the terms of election. Who is the winner? Where the modal behavior is the maximum. Okay, percentage, proportion, contingency coefficient. So all these statistics we use, though the scale is very low scale, very raw scale, but still we can use some statistics. Next is, we have the nomenclature, but we can order. In terms of size, mango is bigger than apple and guava. Okay, so banana is larger than mango and apple. So we are going to show that is the order. Okay, in terms of certain variables, we are ordering. In terms of height, we can arrange the people. So we have the nomenclature, plus we can order. We can say that A is bigger than B, B is bigger than C. That's why A is bigger than C. Okay, so what we can say, we can logical functions we can do. Okay, we can place them in some positions. What is the center? If there are 5 people, the center is the third one. Okay, if they are order. So it is, the ordinal scale is having all the characteristics of nominal scales, plus it has the order. So some statistics, it can be done, all the statistics which is used for nominal scale can be done. Along with that, we can have the median. Median is the point below and above which 50% cases lies. So median is the center point. In the statistics, in the group statistics, we used to see the center point. That is known as the central point. Okay, central point, median is the central point. Okay? Percentile median is known as the 50th percentile. So median is the point above and below which 50% cases lies. आजकल आपने देखा होगा ना, ये आपका जो मार्क्स है, that is not given in the percentage, that is given in the percentile. आपका ऊपर कितना लोग है, आपका नीचे कितना लोग है. Okay, Spearman R. Okay, आपका correlation, rank order correlation. I'm coming to that. Correlation जब ये आप सुन लो just. Next type of scale is known as the interval scale. Interval, we are able to put them in the order. Suppose A, B, C, D, E, F, like we have in the order. A is the highest one, and X is the lowest one, and they are in the order. But the distance between A and B and C is not equal. Okay, the A and B is 2 inch, and B and C is 3 inch. When we make this interval equal, okay, when we have a scale where all the units have the equal interval, then that type of scale is known as the interval scale. So interval scale is a scale which have all the characteristics of nominal scale, ordinal scale, plus they have the equal intervals, nothing else. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The distance between 1 and 5 is same as the distance between 5 and 10, and the same as distance between 100 and 105. The interval is same. But the thing is, so you can say that the difference between 1 and 5 is same as the difference between 100 and 105. Okay, but actually that is not same. The person who secured the marks between 1 and 5, the person who secured marks 100 and 105, that is different. Okay, though it seems equal, in the interval scale we consider that is equal, but that is the concept of zero is not there. Okay, suppose in achievement sometimes we used to give 0 marks, but actually no person can get a 0 marks. If I am going to ask anything in any discipline, you have some knowledge, but you cannot get the 0 marks. Okay, so 0 marks hum kya karenge? That is not actual 0, that is an imaginary 0. Okay, and it has all the additive properties. It has all the arithmetic. We can add it, we can divide it, we can subtract it, we can multiply it, we can find the square root, we can find the square. All the arithmetical calculations could be considered. Okay, but it has no absolute 0. Okay, so this is all this is known as the higher order scale. Okay, so all the statistics could be possible, okay, as the scale is in the higher order scale. Next is known as the ratio scale. Ratio scale means it is again higher than the interval scale. All the characteristics of the interval scale. So it has all the characteristics of the nominal, ordinal, as well as interval scale. Plus, which was lacking in the interval scale, it is there. That is the absolute 0 is there. Yes, we can say that 0 weight. 0 weight means there is no weight. 0 height means there is no height. 0 money means there is no money. Okay, so all this ratio scale, it is used. You are working, some people are working in the physical science, all the measurement in the physical science. Okay, so it is a ratio. Ratio means you are comparing with someone else. So all the physical measurements that has, they say FPS they have a laugh, and there is 1 kilogram is there, 1 pound is there. Always you have to take the ratio of you have to compare that. Okay, so that is the actual existence is there, true existence is there, and whatever you are measuring in accordance with the true measurement. जैसे आपको कभी-कभी देखा होगा ना, म्युनिसिपल वाला आता है, ये जो आपका वेट है 1 किलो या 2 किलो का जो वेट है, उसमें सब धीरे-धीरे खोखला कर देते हैं, इसलिए आपको कम वेट देते हैं. That's why what they used to do, they used to add some metal inside that just to make the weight equal. So those are in the ratio scale. So all types of statistics can be possible in the ratio scale. So these two are called as the higher order scale, interval and ratio. And nominal and ordinal is known as the lower order scale. Now come to the parametric statistics. Okay. So ये 2 sets of statistics है, एक parametric, देखो 2 family है, जैसे आपको बोलते हैं ना कि कोई ज्यादा डिफरेंस नहीं है. जैसे आपको खाना खाना है, आपको कहाँ जाना है खाना खाने के लिए? किसी को वेजिटेरियन होटल में जाना है या किसी को नॉन वेजिटेरियन होटल में जाना है, या हो सकता है जो नॉन वेजिटेरियन है वो एक होटल में जा सकते हैं जहां पर वेजिटेरियन और नॉन वेजिटेरियन दोनों है. ठीक है, अदरवाइज आप देखिए, आपको ऐसा लगता है कि जो वेजिटेरियन खाना खाया वो कुछ अच्छा खाना खाया, जो नॉन वेजिटेरियन खाना खाया वो कुछ खराब खाना खाया, नहीं है. we have hunger, we need the food, and we have some capacity, and we are feeling happy for that, we have the satisfaction. आपको ऐसा लगता है कि कोई दोनों में से कोई किसी में ज्यादा satisfaction मिलेगा, कहीं कम satisfaction मिलेगा? It is not like that. Similar, ये देखिए, लेकिन क्या है, उसका पूरा पैरामीटर जो अलग है, पूरा assumption इसका अलग है. ओके, वहां पर है क्या बोलेंगे उसको, हिंसा है, यहाँ पर आप देखो, ये डोंट गो बाय दिस टर्म, आई एम जस्ट गिविंग एन एग्जांपल, ओके, फॉर योर अंडरस्टैंडिंग. एक जगह में हिंसा है पर फिर भी सेटिस्फेक्शन है, एक में हिंसा है फिर भी सेटिस्फेक्शन है, एक में आपको बोलते हैं कि ये आदमी लोग मतलब कोई एनिमल को मार के खाते हैं, वहां पर कोई एनिमल का मारना, एनीवे नो प्रॉब्लम। ओके, दो अलग सेट से आप दोनों सेट्स, लेकिन आपका जो सेम चीज आपको निकलता है। आप भी यहाँ पर देखिए, हमारा ओरिएंटेशन जो है, पूरा ओरिएंटेशन जो है पैरामेट्रिक ओरिएंटेशन है। हम लोग जहां जरूरत नहीं पड़ता वहां पर भी पैरामेट्रिक हम लगा देते हैं। इसलिए हम लोग मान के चलते हैं कि जैसे खाने में आप देखिए, कुछ लोग ठीक है कोई बात नहीं, पूछने का जरूरत नहीं, उसको वेजिटेरियन में ले लो। लेकिन आप जानते हैं, जैसे मेरा को बहुत सारे फ्रेंड्स है जो बाहर से आते हैं, दे आर नॉट, दे वो वेजिटेरियन खाना नहीं आता है उनको। बोलते हैं कि क्या ये वेजिटेबल्स खाएंगे, कैसे खाएंगे, उनको पता नहीं। उनका खाना का मतलब उनको ये होना चाहिए, हार्ड प्रोटीन होना चाहिए, मीट होना चाहिए, फिश होना चाहिए। तो सिमिलरली जैसे कुछ लोग हैं बिना सोचे बिना समझे सब में पैरामेट्रिक स्टैटिस्टिक्स लगा देते हैं, क्योंकि हमारा ओरिएंटेशन से इंडिया में पूरा ओरिएंटेशन जब है पैरामेट्रिक स्टैटिस्टिक्स। कोई बात नहीं, पैरामेट्रिक स्टैटिस्टिक्स आप लगा देते हैं, लेकिन आपको कुछ देखेगा उसमें कोई बहुत ज्यादा डिफरेंस रहेगा, लेकिन डिफरेंस आएगा उसमें। It makes the difference and you are using a wrong statistics with a wrong parameters. तो इसलिए आप सोचो समझो, जिसमें आपको ये स्केल है, स्केल क्यों बताया, क्योंकि वो इधर पैरामेट्रिक है, नॉन पैरामेट्रिक, दैट डिपेंड्स अपॉन द स्केल। ओके, एनीवे, तो पैरामेट्रिक स्टैटिस्टिक्स कहा, जैसे हम लोग के बात करते हैं ना, मीन बात करते हैं, मीन का बात करते हैं, स्टैंडर्ड डेविएशन करते हैं, टी टेस्ट की बात करते हैं, अनुभव की बात करते हैं, ये सब पैरामेट्रिक स्टैटिस्टिक्स। ज्यादातर हम ये स्टैटिस्टिक्स लगा देते हैं। नॉन पैरामेट्रिक का जैसे मीडियन इज ए नॉन पैरामेट्रिक statistics, mode is a non-parametric statistics, quartile deviation is a non-parametric, chi-square is a non-parametric, round test is a non-parametric, sign test is a non-parametric, rank code of correlation is a non-parametric statistics. I'll come to some points where you are going to either use parametric, non-parametric, result is going to be same. I'm coming to that. Okay, so you have to decide. Okay, आपको जैसे बोले दो फ्रेंड है, ओके, दे आर सम क्राइटेरिया है, वो दोनों जा रहे सामने, दो मंदिर, दो प्लेस ऑफ रिलीजन है, वो कहाँ जाएंगे, कौन मंदिर जाएगा, कौन चर्च जाएगा, या कौन मंदिर जाएगा, कौन मस्जिद का जाएगा, उसका डिपेंड करता है कि उसका ओरिएंटेशन क्या है, उसका डाटा क्या है। वो डाटा को देखो, एनालिसिस करो, वो क्या है, वो जानता नहीं मंदिर पे जाएगा तो क्या करना है, उसको पता है कि मस्जिद में जाएगा तो क्या करेगा, या चर्च में जाएगा तो उसके हिसाब से उसको सही जगह में भेजोगे। ऐसा नहीं कि जो चर्च में जाना है उसको मंदिर ले जाएगा तो उसका कुछ गड़बड़ हो जाएगा, या जो मंदिर में जाना पड़ेगा उसको कुछ, नथिंग इज गोइंग टू हैपन, कोई बहुत बड़ा नहीं होगा, बट इट मेक्स द डिफरेंस। ओके, आपका रिजल्ट में डिफरेंस आएगा, इसलिए बेटर है कि सही जगह में सही चीज को आप डालो, it is going to have a better result. Parametric statistics कहाँ use करेंगे? It is the test which model specific following conditions about the parameters of the population from which the sample was drawn. Parameters मतलब numbers of the population. जो population से जो sample आपको draw किया, आप बोलते हैं representative, तो sample को population से draw किया, वो population का जो condition है उसी को बोलते हैं, उसी को आपको follow करना है। उसको क्या है? तो observation must be independent. जैसे आप सैंपल में, जैसे आपका 2% लिया है, इंडिपेंडेंट कब होंगे वो दोनों? सपोज हमने एक्स को लिया, उसके साथ ए लिया, तो ऐसा नहीं कि एक्स लिया इसीलिए ए आया, क्योंकि एक्स का जो है ए फ्रेंड है। ओके, दैट्स व्हाई व्हेनेवर यू कंसीडर एक्स तो ए ऑटोमेटिक आ गया, ठीक है। सो इन दैट केस दोस टू आर नॉट इंडिपेंडेंट, एक्स इज इंडिपेंडेंट, ए इज इंडिपेंडेंट। सो ये कब होता है, ये आपने पता है ना, मैडम ने बता रहे थे आपको, क्या बता रहे थे मैडम ने आपको? ओके, शी वाज टॉकिंग अबाउट द randomization. Okay, she was talking about the randomization. In the randomization, all the cheats are there, you are going to take one cheats. Okay, so that is the randomization. So anyone, whenever you are talking, that is not going to depend on each other, that is independent of each other. Okay, so that is the observation must be independent of each other. So वो कब होगा? जब आप रेंडमाइजेशन यूज करते सैंपल चूज करने के लिए। द ऑब्जर्वेशन मस्ट बी ड्रॉन फ्रॉम ए नॉर्मली डिस्ट्रीब्यूटेड पॉपुलेशन। देखिए, नॉर्मली डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन, आपको तो बोले पॉपुलेशन के बारे में पता नहीं, लेकिन हम कैसे पता लगे कि नॉर्मली डिस्ट्रीब्यूटेड है? दे आर इन टर्म्स ऑफ, जैसे हम लोग सोशल साइंस में मोस्ट ऑफ द साइकोलॉजिकल ट्रेट्स, चाहे क्रिएटिविटी ले लो, इंटेलिजेंस ले लो, अचीवमेंट ले लो, ओके, आप उसमें देखो कि दे कम्स अंडर नॉर्मल, वो नॉर्मल डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन में ही आता है। आपको आप पुट करो, नाउ दे आर एट द टेस्ट, which can from the sample they can show that whether it is normally distributed. सिंपल है, sample जो है उसको sample बड़ा नहीं है लेकिन आपको फिगर तो दिखाई देगा, ठीक है. If it is coming assumed as normal or it is coming as normal, that is one. Okay, the population must have the same variance. You are taking the sample from different population, उसका variance का मतलब क्या बोलेंगे, तो उनका जो जैसे variance का मतलब है जो एक सेंटर पॉइंट है, एक जैसे मीन है, ओके, या मीडियन है, सेंटर पॉइंट है. मीडियन से इंडिविजुअल स्कोर का जो एवरेज डिस्टेंस है उसको बोलते हैं वेरिएंस. रफली उसको मान के चलो, उसको वेरिएंस बोलते हैं. हम कमिंग आ रहे हम वहां तक, उसको हम वेरिएंस बोलते हैं. ओके, जो वेरिएंस है इक्वल वेरिएंस है, जितना जो पॉपुलेशन से, एक पॉपुलेशन से आप एक्सपेरिमेंटल लिया, एक पॉपुलेशन से कंट्रोल लिया, वो दोनों का जो वेरिएंस है अज्यूम करके चलो कि सेम, मतलब क्या बहुत ज्यादा डिफरेंस नहीं है. ओके, जैसे हम लोग लेते हैं एक कंट्रोल ग्रुप लिया, एक एक्सपेरिमेंटल ग्रुप लिया, ओके, और दोनों ग्रुप को देखेंगे वो सेम वेरिएंस होगा कब, उसको भी ले लिया एक सीबीएसई स्कूल, उसको भी ले लिया सेम सीबीएसई स्कूल और यहाँ पर क्या है, ये भी गवर्नमेंट है, वो भी दो सेंट्रल स्कूल से दो ले लिया, तो वो जो दो पॉपुलेशन हुआ वहां से जो सैंपल ड्रॉ किया, ओके, दो सैंपल का वेरिएंस मोर और लेस सेम, क्योंकि सीबीएसई का पर्पस सेम है. सीबीएसई में सीबीएसई इज डिजाइन फॉर द पीपल ऑफ द सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट एम्प्लॉइज, those are going to transfer from one place to another. So एक जैसा है, ठीक है. This population must have the same variance. The variable must be in the interval or higher scales. So okay, variable interval और ratio scale में है तो जाकर पैरामीट्रिक यूज होता है. ओके, वेरिएबल सपोज ये सब चारों कंडीशन जब फुलफिल करेगा तो जाकर पैरामीट्रिक टेस्ट यूज कर सकता है. जब भी आपको लगे है कि डाउट लग गया, कोई भी एक जो है फुलफिल नहीं करता, इट्स बेटर डोंट गो फॉर ए पैरामीट्रिक टेस्ट, go for a equivalent non-parametric test. Those are available, you can take that and it is going to make your research free of errors. Okay, वो क्या पैरामीट्रिक टेस्ट क्या है, जैसे मीन है, स्टैंडर्ड डेविएशन है, प्रोडक्ट मोमेंट कोरिलेशन है, टी टेस्ट है, एफ टेस्ट है. ओके, काई स्क्वायर इज अ टेस्ट व्हिच कैन बी कॉल्ड बोथ as well पैरामीट्रिक as well as नॉन पैरामीट्रिक टेस्ट. ओके, नॉन पैरामीट्रिक जब आपका डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन फ्री टेस्ट, यू आर नॉट कंसर्न अबाउट द डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन, आपको लगेगा कि सैंपल जो है इंडिपेंडेंट है लेकिन इतना अच्छा ज्यादा इंडिपेंडेंट नहीं है. ओके, आपको जब लगेगा कि इसकी स्केल जो है वो लगेगा कि आपको पता लगेगा, यू नो द स्केल, जब आपको पता लगा कि जो स्केल जो है लोअर ऑर्डर स्केल है, तब क्या करना है, इट इज बेटर गो, कोई भी एक कंडीशन फुलफिल नहीं करता, इट इज बेटर टू गो फॉर ए नॉन पैरामीट्रिक स्टैटिस्टिक्स. Okay, it is going to give you the same result. Remember, same result, not similar result. I'll give you some examples. उसमें आएगा. उस statistics क्या है, उसमें मोड है, जैसे मीडियन है, मीडियन का इक्विवेलेंट जो ये है नॉन पैरामीट्रिक इक्विवेलेंट है, मीडियन मीन का मीडियन है, मीन का मोड है. ओके, प्रोडक्ट मोमेंट कोरिलेशन का इक्विवेलेंट है रैंक डिफरेंस कोरिलेशन. ओके, काई स्क्वायर, साइन टेस्ट, रॉन टेस्ट, रॉन यू मीडियन टेस्ट, यू टेस्ट किसका है, टी टेस्ट का इक्विवेलेंट है यू टेस्ट, मैकनुमा टेस्ट. ओके, किंडल्स कोएफिशिएंट ऑफ कोरिलेशंस, ये इसके लिए देखिए आपको पैरामीट्रिक के लिए बहुत सारे बुक मिल जाएगा, नॉन पैरामीट्रिक के लिए बहुत कम बुक्स मिलेगा. पता नहीं, आई डू नॉट नो फिजिकल साइंस में कौन सा नॉन पैरामीट्रिक अवेलेबल है, मुझे पता नहीं है, लेकिन इफ हैव द डाटास आर ऑफ सिमिलर नेचर यू कैन यूज ए स्टैटिस्टिक्स व्हिच इज यूज्ड इन द सोशल साइंस. जैसे कोई भी दो ग्रुप को आपको देखना है कि बोथ द ग्रुप्स आर फ्रॉम द सेम पॉपुलेशन. Okay, just you want to the whether there is a difference. Suppose आप कोई substance लिया, you are measuring that some substance in terms of certain parameters or certain variables. Okay, but density, वो दोनों का density है, and you just collected that from different bins and different places. Okay, and you can find whether there is a significant difference between these two sets of substance in terms of their density or velocity. Okay, so in that case also you can use the t-test. If that is, I'm not very frequent about those, you can find, but the thing is logically these tests can be used. Now I know that some people in our nearby microbiology, biochemistry, they used to do some research on this pollution, affecting on fish, pollution affecting on human. Even our home science, the people used to do how different types of food habits used to affect the different disease. They use this type of test. Okay, in the physical science also, medical science may use, medical science, nursing, it is hugely used. Same, all the social science statistics are used there. You just go for the scientific research journals, you will find the very similar things. Even I am just telling, in education also there are some studies which is totally different. Case studies, they used to do the case studies so similarly, but I think the science, mere ख्याल से I was view that okay, the physical science, generally it is assumed that all the physical science, what the things we acquired the scientific research, so it just refer any books, you will find that it was done in the physical science and it was borrowed from the physical science by the social science. Okay, and now some people say that no, in the physical science we don't do like that. I don't understand what is the thing. Okay, that must be some variance, but you can use it if you want to do it, or it can be used in some specific situations. Anyway, ओके, इसके लिए एक सबसे बढ़िया बुक है सिडनी सिगल है रेप क्या नॉन पैरामेट्रिक टेस्ट फॉर रिसर्च करके है सिडनी सिगल. दैट बुक इज नॉट अवेलेबल इन एनी बुक स्टॉल, बट दैट इज अवेलेबल फ्री ऑफ कॉस्ट इन नेट ऑन नेट. ओके, सिडनी सिगल्स बाय पैरामेट्रिक, दैट इज वन ऑफ द बेस्ट बुक. यू कैन कीप इट, ओके, एंड यू कैन यूज इट फॉर योर रिसर्च पर्पस. ये स्टैटिस्टिक इन रिसर्च, दिस इज that is a diagram it is given. This is descriptive research. Descriptive statistics, the statistics which used to describe either the group or the population, sample or population. Okay, so when the sample is equal to population, okay, so there's the statistics which is describe the sample is known as the descriptive statistics. The sample which is to infer from the sample to the population is the inferential. Parametric, it has some parameters based on these four. Indicators, non-parametric, whether any of the indicator is not fulfilling, you can go for that. But both, ये इसमें एक चीज है, parametric और non-parametric statistics में एक चीज है कि parametric tests are slightly, that is I am not coming to that because that is going to be again technical. Okay, parametric tests are considered to be a more powerful than the non-parametric test. आपने देखा होगा हम लोग हीरो होंडा यूज करते थे. Okay, Hero Honda, that is known as a 100cc bike. Okay, we assume that is a 1 horsepower. Okay, that is a 100cc bike, and we used the Hero Honda for nearly just when the first model of Hero Honda came, that was from directly coming from Japan. I have taken a Hero Honda, so that is a 100cc bike. So actually, it was found that it is not a 100cc bike; it is a 93cc bike, 94. Then many bikes they used to call CD 100. ये 100 cracks 100. Okay, they use 100cc, but that is not actually 100cc. That is 94cc, 97cc, 98cc, 99cc. So that is no much difference. It is 90cc, 96cc, but it runs like 100cc. And if that is, you are going to find another bike which is 105cc and one is 96cc. If you are going to run both the bikes, okay, you will find the similar mileage, similar pickup, similar acceleration, everything is similar. So these two tests are like this. One is parametric, which is slightly powerful test than the non-parametric test, but in the actual result it does not differ. Okay, it gives us another thing is whenever we are going to do in the social test, for example, we are two friends. Okay, one friend, that is the intelligence is 60, another one is 59. There is no much difference. If you are going to do the same test again, it could be differ, it could be changed. The person who has secured 60, he may secure 59. So there is not much difference between 58 and 60. There is no much difference between 57 and 60 also. So similarly, parametric or non-parametric में ज़्यादा कोई difference नहीं है. But actually, which is applicable if you are going to use that, it is going to enhance your research result. Okay, choosing an appropriate statistical test. आपका ये कितना बजे 4:30 को है ना? Hello, पूजा?
Yes, sir.
4:30 को है ना break? Okay. So I will stop at 4:30. So यहाँ पर ये theoretical part ले लेंगे, then you can go for the tests. Okay. Choosing an appropriate statistical test. एक appropriate statistical test आपको कैसे choose करना है? Okay. Generally, we just found that in many of the cases, the people what they choose as some people overtake statistics लगाना है. अरे नहीं लगता सर, लगाना है स्टैटिस्टिक्स, 4-5 स्टैटिस्टिक्स नहीं लगाएंगे तो उसका पता नहीं लगेगा कि वो ये आपको कौन सा है PhD स्टडी है. So there could be some PhD study without any statistics, only nowadays. So how I am talking about 20 years back. Statistics was so fascinating. Any study, case study भी statistics लगाना है. It is not essential. Statistics has certain purpose. If you just want to do that purpose, use the statistics. Otherwise, don't use the statistics. Okay. The manner in which the sample of the scores are drawn. Okay. जो manner में आप sample draw किया है, independent है, type of sampling है, sample size है, तो उसके sample जैसे आपको ना small size sample, okay, जैसे number बहुत छोटा है, you can use the non-parametric statistics. Okay, number ज्यादा है, you can use the parametric statistics. Okay, ये depend करता है. The nature of the population distribution from which the sample was drawn. जैसे आपको nature पता है, we are taking the intelligence. It is normally distributed. Okay, we are taking the wealth, like the socio-economic status. It is not normally distributed. It is skewed. Okay, it will be normally distributed in a socialistic country. रशिया में नॉर्मली डिस्ट्रीब्यूटेड होगा, लेकिन इंडिया में नहीं होगा, अमेरिका में नहीं होगा. इट विल बी स्क्यूड. स्क्यूड क्या है मैं बताता हूं, ठीक है ना. द काइंड ऑफ मेजरमेंट ऑफ द स्केलिंग एम्प्लॉयड इन द ऑपरेशनल डेफिनेशन ऑफ द टर्म्स, ऑपरेशन ऑफ द वेरिएबल्स. कौन सा स्केल यूज किया? जब ऑपरेशनल डेफिनेशन मतलब you are defining a variable in terms of its measurable and observable characters. This is, for example, your intelligence. How the intelligence can be operationally defined? Intelligence is the score secured by a person in the क्या बोलेंगे, by the intelligence scale prepared by X. Okay, the creativity is the score secured. Creativity will be called as the score secured by a person in the creativity test prepared by PASI. Over. Okay, you are going to define that. That is only the score. We are not going to explain. This 35 is the intelligence of a person. Okay. Condition of statistical models. Assumption जो बताया parametric and non-parametric. The power of statistical. ये power जो है, increasing the size of the sample will increase the power of the test. Sample का size बढ़ा तो power बढ़ जाएगा. जैसे आप correlation देते हैं, correlation mean the correlation. A small sample size may not be significant, whereas a large sample size is going to be significant. So increasing the size of the sample will increase the power of the test. Okay, but the power को ध्यान में न जाए. Those are very impact is very negligent in particular in social science. Okay, physical science and medical science, you should be very careful. Okay, you are going for very accurate, just a level of significance. In physical science, in social science, we used to take two levels of significance. One is 0.01 and 0.05. It is technical significance का मतलब simple है. Okay, so 0.01 का मतलब है, if you are going to use a drugs, it is going to be applicable for use for 100 people. It is going to be effective for 99 cases. In one case, it is not going to be effective. That is the error. Okay, 0.05 का मतलब it is not going to happen for 5 cases. So मेडिकल साइंस में तो प्रॉब्लम हो जाएगा. 100 में एक में क्यों एप्लीकेबल नहीं होगा, एक में फेलियर होगा तो बड़ा प्रॉब्लम हो जाएगा. So in medical science we used to take the level of significance very high, 0.0001%. Thousands में एक केस में वो नहीं इफेक्टिव हो सकता है. Anyway, तो ये आपका चूजिंग है बेसिक. Okay, now we are going to have the break. ठीक है, अभी हम लोग ब्रेक लेते हैं.